Hi there. Well, it's been a while. I was contemplating not doing Transform reviews anymore, but I don't know, the mood just took me and I just thought, I think I'm slightly off kilter here, but I'm going to blame the stand for that. So, my friends, darlings, whatever you want to call yourselves, I thought we were going to look at two Autobots that I haven't actually reviewed ever before. So, right, we'll just crack on, shall we? Right. I'm not entirely certain which one came first, but I think... right. There's a discrepancy here. Bear with me. One sec. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Here they are. Right. It's Grapple and Inferno. Now, the interesting thing about Grapple, it was initially called Hauler. If you watch the very first episode of Transformers, I think it was Arrival from Cybertron, there was something that looked very, very similar, but his name was Hauler. I don't know what happened to Hauler. Maybe he died in the war, I don't know. Or maybe he died of boredom. You can never tell, can you? But there's Grapple. I'm going to go into the characters anyway. And then there's Inferno. Now, Inferno is quite interesting. I'm sure Inferno came first. In the comic books, the English ones that is, I don't know about the American ones, they had their, I don't know, the personality of the individual was taken down, but he didn't have a body. And then when they started running low on Autobots, they thought, well, we'll just build them a body, and and that's basically where it came from, really. Now, let's talk about Inferno first. Now, I have a particular keen interest because I used to be a firefighter, so Inferno appeals to me on many levels. As a toy, well, it's basically the same as Grapple, other than a few minor modifications or changes, well, not modifications, they are just changes. As you can see, they're quite large for Autobots. Usually Autobots tended to be shorter than the Decepticons in the G1 and G2, but they changed that. Now, I'm going to move forward here, darlings. Right. Oh dear, Grapple's just gone on the ground. Poor old Grapple. We'll talk about him in a bit. Yeah, it's quite a nice mould, actually. I don't know where it came from initially. So somebody can put me right on that. I don't know if it was an original Hasbro design, because I went round the Hasbro plant in the States, and they shown us how they were designing the Autobots and Decepticons and stuff. The stuff that's coming on there. I won't talk about that person who I don't like, Michael Bay. Anyway, so yeah, he always had one sort of like rocket launcher on his arm, and then he had a hand with a gun on it. But the head moulding, now the head moulding is brilliant. I love the head moulding on both of these guys. It's absolutely superb. I also like I just like the whole thing in general. Minor criticisms is I would have liked these to have been chromed in the middle as opposed to just red. Because, not being funny, you don't really drive around with red wheels now, do you? Well, I suppose you could do. But usually, if it's a fire service vehicle, you'd have red and white on them. Not just red. So, I kind of missed a trick on that. But, other than that, let's talk about Inferno as a character. He doesn't really have a great deal to do. I don't do transformations on camera, so don't ask me to, because it's never going to happen. And basically they are the most simplistic transformation ever. And they're one of the toys where you just have to remove their limbs to transform them. So, lucky them, eh? Mind you, to say that, Optimus Prime had to take his hands off, so to transform. So we're not gonna split hairs over this. And believe me, I have lots of split hairs. Right. So Inferno, he come in season 2, it wasn't in season 1. As I said, there was an individual installed and they just grafted a body for him and then he appeared. There's no real explanation in the cartoon where he came from. He's just there. So what are you going to do? You know, you want your money back? Tough. Inferno doesn't have a great deal to do in the show. He's a little bit too... what's the best way that I can describe this to you without sounding... He's a little bit too close to Red Alert. Make of that what you will. I don't want to sexualise Transformers if you don't mind. But he is very close to Red Alert and Red Alert's obsessed by him. And if he's not there for Red Alert gets really upset. Like, you know, a jilted lover. I don't, please, want to go down that route. He speaks with a funny accent, like a cowboy or a redneck. How you doing, Red? Oh, come on, Red, you know we had some good times. That kind of thing. Sorry, my accents aren't... No, they're non-existent. So, no point trying to work them out. But you get what I'm saying. Does he have a standalone episode? No, he doesn't actually. He's just sort of there. You know, he's in the background all the time. If you want to bolster up your numbers, he'll be there. Does he have a particular character arc? I'm talking about the cartoon, not the comic. No, he doesn't. He is basically a vacuum. I do love the idea of where they were going with it, but I think they should have employed a little bit more. And in the movie, he is just vanished. He's never coming back. You don't see him die. You don't see him do anything. He just disappears. Ah, there you go. But I do love Inferno as a toy. As a character, not so much. There you go, it's Inferno. Now we have to get on to Grapple. And now Grapple has a lot more character. Right. Sorry, darlings, I just, Ooh, quite nice. You heard of the critical drinker. I can be the critical Transformer reviewer. Anyway, let's go. Here's Grapple. Now, he comes on a little bit later, but he is in season 2. Now, you do see him in the movie. I've pointed this out before in another video I've done, and he's basically in the background shooting. And after that, you never ever hear or see of him again, and nobody even speaks of him. Now, as I said, he was called Hauler originally, but then they changed the name to Grapple because of sense. Grapple, which he could have still been called Hauler. It wouldn't have made a great deal of difference to the character now, would it? He is a perfectionist. Everything he does has to be perfect. The version of the Dinobots where he's trying to put the roof on a building and he mucks it up and it collapses and he goes, I can't, that's not me, it just can't get his head around that he's made a mistake. And there's the other one with Hoist and Grapple, and they were going to build this contraption, and they give it all, they show it to Optimus Prime, and he goes, no. And Grapple goes, why? And he goes, Vector Sigma. That would be something that would fall into the hands of the Decepticons. No. It's a no from me. I'll be in my room playing with, well, whatever it is I play with. And he was gone. Then Hoist and Grapple. So this is the funny thing. Optimus Prime was worried about the Decepticons finding out. They employ the Constructicons to help them build it because he's so obsessed by his power converter or whatever it is. Oh, that's a brilliant episode. And Optimus Prime comes to, I told you not to do that. Ugh. I'm surprised he didn't shoot them both, actually. Optimus Prime, I'm going to be honest with you, is a badass. He don't take, you know, bullshit off anybody. And if you're mucking around, you'll get it. You'll just basically get it. And Grapple was, and so was Hoist. But Grapple is slightly paranoid about everything that he does anyway. And he's one of those touchy-feely people that, you know, if you touch it... Oh no! No, you touched me. Oh, I have to go and disinfect my whole body now. Yeah, he's a weird case. I suppose that's his only character arc. Other than the fact he was in the movie and you saw him briefly. That was fun. What more can I say about them? Same transformation. Only the difference is the back. He doesn't have the foils on the side, each side like Red Alert. Not Red Alert. Ironhide. Not Ironhide. Oh, what's his flipping name? Inferno. You can tell I'm getting old now. So he doesn't have that. What does he have other than that? Now, interesting thing of note. If you're interested, of course. If you take that up and I pull that back, there's a screw in his back. Don't I know what you're thinking. Don't go there, alright? If you take it out, his legs can do this. I don't know why. I tried it. No, I know. Don't you dare. Don't you dare think, no, that's not my thing. But yes, he, yeah, you can take his screw out of his arse and he can move his legs. Now, my darlings, I want you to answer a question for me. If you're at all interested, I'll get Inferno back. Now, one of these is an original, and one of these is a Chinese knockoff. Now, I want you to guess which is the original and which is the knockoff. Okay? So I'll leave that with you, my friends, and let me know. They always say like, comment, subscribe. Nobody does that for me anymore because, you know, people aren't really that interested. Well, in fact, this one's wobbling. You might get an idea who's the older of the two. But if you had to see them both together, you can't really tell them apart. So there you go. That's basically about as much character that I can get out of them. I was going to do a Megatron review, but Megatron needs a lot more time because he has so much depth to his character. And just so you know, Megatron is one of my favourite characters. I prefer him to Galvatron. And Galvatron, I absolutely love Galvatron, but no, you can't beat Megatron because he always retreats every time. Do you want to see, one sec. Oh, you're getting a bonus today. Right, now, I picked this up at one of those, I can't remember the shop now. That's irrelevant. He was terrible when I brought him. So what I did, okay, just so you know, I sprayed all of the top part of the body. I took the arms off, sprayed it all silver. None of this had colour on it. I've sprayed everything on this particular toy. Sprayed that black, and the legs black, and the cannon on the side. This is a shockingly terrible piece of crap, and it's licensed by Hasbro. If you look at the back, there isn't one. It's all empty. What a great toy. Now if you've got the time to spray it up like I have, I mean, I had to spray in the hands, where the arms should pivot along on the shoulders here. I've done everything to make this look like a proper, you know, Transformer. It stands very well, it looks very nice, it has great head moulding, I've got to say, I can't fault it on that. But yeah, if you want to spend some time, you know, building it up and making it look respectable, then yeah, I'd recommend it, because it only costs 10 quid. So, you know, what can be wrong? It's taller than Galvatron. Actually, I've put it next to Metroplex. He's taller than Metroplex, this one. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if people are doing videos on YouTube about Transformers anymore. I really don't know what's going on anymore. And YouTube keeps cutting out my videos anyway. I can't cut this one out because I haven't used any footage, so there. Sod you, YouTube. But, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And if you want me to continue doing, you know, Transformer YouTube reviews, I will do. But, you know, I think it's probably a dying art. And I'm getting older now, you know. I'm in my 40s and maybe it's a bit sad that I'm still doing this. I don't know. Anyway, if anybody's interested, I'd love you to comment. And maybe see you soon on something else. Take care, guys. See you lot out there. Yeah, it opens up. We have dance.